Now for last so many months, maybe almost 2 years, you have been listening to this ASHTAVAKRA Gita. By now, you should have seen it very clearly as to who you are. And this is something so instantaneous. As instantaneous as the space in which you are existing. Our body is already in space. The body doesn't have to move in search of space. The body is in space. The moment you close your eyes, your thoughts, memories are in the consciousness yourself. Remember the point I discussed yesterday. I'll repeat it. Just see the beauty and instantaneousness of this wisdom. If you open your eyes and ask him, "Where are you?" your answer shall be, "You are in the ashram, in this hall." I ask you to close your eyes, and I ask you, "Where are you?" Your answer shall be, "You are with your thoughts." Same person, with eyes closed, one answer, with eyes open, another answer. With eyes open, your answer is, "You are in ashram, in Madras." With eyes closed, you are in the thoughts. Very clearly shows you are taking yourself to be not who you are, but what your eyes see and the thoughts that you are conscious of. For you to be, please see this. For you to be who you are, your eyes don't have to see anything outside. For you to be who you are, no thoughts need to be there. And who you are is always where you are. Who you are. Self-awareness is always where you are. By habit, when you are asked a question, where you are, you open your eyes and you say, whatever place you see. If they blindfold you and take you from Madras to Mahabalipuram, and they open your eyes, where are you? You'll say Mahabalipuram. Your body has moved from Madras to Mahabalipuram, but you, the consciousness, immobile, have not moved from Madras to Mahabalipuram. You are safe everywhere. Sitting down in one place, you close your eyes, and whatever the thought is, you think there you are. The thoughts change. The memory, now you are with the memory of your childhood, now with your school days or college days, the places you have visited. There's movement in thought in the land of memories. Who you are have not moved from thought to thought. Who you are, yourself. Call it self-awareness, samadhi, consciousness. When you started this book, ASHTAVAKRA Gita, you are the same. 2 years have gone. Hundreds of verses have gone. Many memories have come, many memories have faded. In between, you might have gone to hundreds of places. But who you are in the beginning of the book, the same person, the consciousness, the self, at the end of the book. Ideas go on changing. Verses go on changing. Different classes, different examples. In and through all these apparently changing verses, different ideas, you are the one undifferentiated awareness, always the same. So for you to be who you are, you don't need a book, you don't need a teacher, you don't need a teaching. They have done their job. At the end of the book, you are free from the book. You are the content. At the end of the teaching, you are free from the teaching, free from the teacher. Because you are free from your own individuality, the I thought. You don't need the name I to be. There is the freedom, there is the happiness, there is the samadhi. Yatra yatra manoyati, tatra tatra samadhi. Wherever the thoughts move, there the samadhi is, like body. Wherever the body moves, there is bodiless space, disembodied space. Wherever the thoughts move, there is thought-free awareness. Like the plane moving in space, which is not a form. Also, the space is immobile. Same thing within. The thoughts begin, thoughts end. Teaching begins, teaching ends. Who you are, the truth, always existing, beginningless, endless. This is where all the listening comes to an end. Thereafter you may choose to listen, but no more to discover something new. No more to become happier than who you are, or freer than who you are. You are always free, always the happiness. But choosing to listen, to read, choosing to be alive, choosing to see, choosing to taste, choosing to touch, experience. But no more there is any compulsion. There is no such thing which you have to do to be who you are. There is no such thing to be done for you to be happy or free. The sense of being, the awareness. Effortless, ever existent, always in meditation. Nothing matters anymore. The presence or absence of thoughts, the presence or absence of things around, the health or the disease, the living or fading away, the presence or absence of objects. Everything is a blessing, because you are a blessing all by yourself. Words are needed. No word is redundant. Living is not a burden. Death is not a relief. saw yesterday. Maranena udvijati, jivanena avinandati. There is no anxiety for the end of anything, nor there is any relief in continuity. What begins and ends is a perception, a sensation, a thought or an impression. When you are beginningless, endless, in which million things begin, million things fade away. You don't begin with the beginning of a thought, nor you end with the end of a thought. You don't blossom with the youth, don't fade away with the passing of the body. A sense of being, who you are. Universal, all-inclusive. You are not holier than others, more divine or less divine. The infinity touches all. As Bhagavan says in Gita, Samoham sarvabhutesu, name dvashyasti name priya. Hey Arjuna, I am the same in all the beings, in all the things. Nothing is dearer to me, nothing is farther from me. There is one all-pervasive existence touches anything and everything. Just be there. This is a fulfillment, knowing which nothing else remains to be known. As I told you yesterday, the relative world is always explored. You can explore more and more. Different principles, different possibilities in the finite universe. Infinity in your being, once known, known forever. Yadyattvana punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava. Bhagavan says, Hey Arjuna, having known which, evam jnatva, na punarmoham yasyasi. You cannot fall back to delusion again. Who you are is who you are at all times, all places, in all conditions. Even before you knew you are the infinity, you are it. And once you are aware, there is no question of forgetting it. Listen carefully, perhaps. Forgetting is possible if only you remember something with a thought. Please see that. If you remember something with a name, when the name is forgotten, the thing may be forgotten. If you remember something with the presence of a thought, in the absence of the thought, there is forgetfulness. Who you are is a nameless, thought-free existence. To be the consciousness, you don't need a name. The word I is redundant. Nor you need a thought to be conscious. If unconsciously you have equated information, familiarity with the names and descriptions, or thoughts in your head as wisdom, you shall forget it many times. A thought can be forgotten. Consciousness, unforgettable. A sound can be stopped. Silence. Always exist. In unto the sound, when the sound is not. So ask yourself, who you are. Are you equating yourself with a thought, a name, or a role? Roles will change, names will fade, thoughts will disappear. You any time, ever, feel the absence. Know that you are holding on to a thought as wisdom. It is when you shall struggle to protect a thought, like somebody equates the wisdom with a practice. They have to struggle throughout life to hold on to that practice. A singing, a chanting, doing something or not doing something. Unconsciously, they have made this unconditionable wisdom to a condition. They have equated it with a thought, a practice, an idea. Built up some type of an exotic mysteriousness around to something which is absolutely transparent, unforgettable, which you cannot miss. Is it necessary to look for a space in a mountain range, however exotic it is? Is it necessary to look for silence in that beautiful, soulful, exotic music? Nor it is needed. Look for space in the harsh terrains of rocks and deserts. Look for yourself, either in an indulgent practice or a total denial, self-abnegation. do so. There shall be ups and downs, and that's not wisdom. See, friends, who are you? Is it a thought? No answer comes. There is no whisper of a thought as an answer. No words. You don't speak, yet you are. You don't think, yet you are. You don't have to write or talk about it, yet you are. If you choose to speak, choose to have any thought, you still are there as you are. Such a person, as the last verse we saw yesterday, Nadhavati Janakirnam, no more runs for the crowded place, na aranyam, neither he looks for the isolation. Doesn't run away from isolation to be in the crowd. He runs away from crowd to be in isolation. Doesn't run away from thoughts, nor is seeking shelter in a particular thought. Doesn't run away from practices, activities of life, nor is seeks security in the activities of any kind, physical, at the level of senses, or at the level of thoughts. Who you are is not equated to the presence or absence of an emotion, devotion, wisdom, knowledge, satisfaction, contentment, none of these ideas. You don't equate the wisdom with anything. It's not a sound, but in every sound it is. It's not a perception, but in every perception it is. It's not a sensation, but in every sensation it is. It's not an isolated experience, but in every experience it is. It is not a thought, but in and through every thought it is. This is absolute freedom in its absolute splendor. You see that, be that, at all times, all places, in all conditions. You see it in a form. Name it God if you choose. Be the formless. Name it Brahman if you like. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti sabdhu. Say Bhagavan, Paramatma, Brahma, Chetana, Atma, Satswarupa, Chitswarupa, Ananda Swarupa. Call it Nirguna, Nirvikalpa. It doesn't matter. It's all names yet no name. In and through all thoughts, yet no thought. In and through every word, yet no word needed. See this, now we shall see the verse. Every little idea held, considered as real, every other identity, every other thought gets counteracted. You don't dismiss them, their presence no more matters. It's like, as they tell in Shastras, Dagda Bijavata, like a fried seed. It looks like a seed, but it doesn't germinate. The groundnuts, you fry it up. It still looks like a groundnut, but nothing will germinate from it. It's fried. Yanagni sarvakarmani bhasmasat vrutetu. This fire of knowledge, wisdom, absolute, as the roast the whole samsara. It's still visible as the creation, but no more the I thought existing to invoke any pain or pleasure, happiness, unhappiness. The I is contract. The creation always shines with splendor. It's eternal glory, where everything is divine. Nothing needs to be dismissed or even to be invoked for you to be who you are. Thank you, friends. Really, all these verses that are coming now, there's nothing much to talk about it. Just read through it. You must just see and be. Okay, there's nothing to explain. As I told you in the very beginning of this text, this book is meant for continuous revelry, not revelation. There is no revelry, it's a total revelry. You revel in it. Don't reveal anything, because that has already been done. That is why it's the last book. There is such beauty here. You are the last word and you are the first word. Know about yourself. The body never ending. about the physical universe. Who can give the last word? Think, ask for yourself. The more you discover, the more to be discovered. Yesterday I told you that the human beings say, the doctor now they're trying to transplant a head. Maybe time is not far away when in one physical body a person may live for maybe 500,000 years, maybe more, who knows. But who cares? Don't look for extension of mortality. When you are immortal, are you interested in extension of mortality? And if you are immortal, why not be interested in extension of mortality? Living is not a burden. How long shall I live in this world? How long can you keep me alive? Because living is a joy. Because I am the joy. If that is how every person is, you don't plan for death, either for yours or for others. You don't plan for misery. Mahadev. Can't give happiness to somebody, for God's sake, don't give unhappiness. You can't help somebody, don't create problems for anyone. Ask yourself, when your heart hurts, when you feel wounded inside, you shall wound everybody. When you feel fulfilled, blessed every moment, can't even think in terms of harming anyone. It just doesn't work. Nor can you plan to punish somebody, because to punish somebody, you must feel hurt. If you don't feel denied, if you don't feel deprived, how are you going to hurt somebody? Think. Who can take away something from you? Yallabdvana chaparam labham nadikam manyede tata. Bhagavan says in Gita, Yallabdvana, having gained which, hey Arjuna, tata adhikam labham na manyate. He no more considers anything that is greater gain than this. There can be anything greater than the infinity absolute. Nor he shall consider any loss greater than what he has already lost. To be wise, you have lost one thing, ignorance. Losing ignorance means losing ahankar. If you have lost ahankar, what else can you lose? The loss comes from the sense that I am losing. Listen carefully. When I am not there, the sense of loss doesn't exist. If there is a sense of loss, you don't understand. See it very clearly. It doesn't mean anything just to repeat the words and words and words. Be. That is why all these verses, you can't talk anything anymore. See. Yasmin sthitena guruna dukkhena vivichalyate. Hey Arjuna, yasmin sthite, abiding in which, established in which, guruna api dukkhena na vichalyate. Guruna api dukkha. Dukkha means discomfort, pain, anxiety. Guruna dukkha. Guru dukkha means heavy. Unimaginable difficulties. Na vichalyate. The person never feels anxious. There is no hint of disappointment, disturbance. Once you lose this ignorance of yourself, ahankar, this I thought, thereafter, lose means what? You have counteracted it. Loss means not that you have taken and thrown. The I is needed. The presence of I is not ignorance. Taking the I to be yourself is ignorance. Understand that point very clearly. That is why this language of ahankara, nasa, it must be nasikirta, you have to make chutney out of it, remove it and destroy it, and language of violence in the land of peace. How can the infinity ever remove anything from its fold? Can the divine, can the God take away anything from it? That is why Shankara so beautifully writes in Shiva Stuti. He says, Lord, I have absolutely no problem with whatever I am. Why? Because you being the Lord, you have accepted everything. Because in infinity, every finite is accepted. And he says, taking the form of Ishvara, Shiva, he says what? Oh Lord, Kalankini api, this moon, even though has a huge stain, you have accepted it and you have put her right on your head, Shirasi, Murdhni, on your head you have placed it. The whole world say it is stigmatized. It has a black patch, but you have put it right on the head. Dyujiva api, the snake which is double-tongued. Double-tongued means deceptive. The snake is deceptive. God, you have put him there as adoration, swaying on your neck. Atyanda kamukopi, even the very lustful, the bull, Vrishava, the Nandi, the Vrishava is lustful. It has two jobs, to eat and procreate. Atyanda kamukopi is accepted as your vehicle. I have total hope. Meaning, God, the totality cannot throw it anything away. Therefore, don't say, I am a stupid fellow, now I am accepted. No. As long as you are there waiting to be accepted, you are rejected. Because your hope of acceptance comes from your fear of rejection. So don't try to get a sanction for your stupidity. Your hope of acceptance comes from your sense of rejection from within yourself. You are somebody who is neither acceptable nor rejectable. Invariably one with the Absolute. Okay. I don't know how much to talk about. Now, please see, read these few verses. If there are one type, just, if you see it very clearly, you grasp it. Or else it shall be it's like, they say in our Oriya language, Kalo agere mula churiro, meaning in front of a deaf person, if you go on munching radish or the cucumber, he doesn't understand anything. If you say, yes, see how nice this cucumber is, so fresh, this radish is so fresh, he doesn't understand. Same way, if only you have understood all these things about yourself, who you are, this language is for you. Or else, you have some sensation. Read this, please. Janaka uvacha tattva vijnana sandasam adaya hrudayodarat nana vida paramarsha salyodhara kruto maya kvadharma kvacha vakamaha kvachartha kvavivekita kvadvaitam kvacha vadvaitam swamahim nisitasya me kvabhutam kvabhavishyadva vartamanamapi kvava kvadesha kvacha vanityam swamahimni sthitasya me kvachatma kvachachanatma kvashubham kvashubham yatha Kva chinta kvacha vachinta Swamahimni sthitasya me. It's beautiful verses. Bhagavan says, now the student is sharing his wisdom with the teacher. See that? Because when you are listening to these things, when the teacher is teaching, naturally there is an expectation that the person understands it. Don't give the wrong interpretation of the verses in Bhagavad Gita. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phale. Some people just destroy that verse. Go on doing the action without expecting result. Who said that? Without expecting a result, how can you function? Expect a result and function. But when the result comes, accept. It's not don't expect a result and function. That is madness. When Krishna is teaching, he is expecting Arjuna will understand. Expecting him to talk, understand he speaks. Or he can say, I am speaking, it doesn't matter to understand or not. So who is mad? Expecting him to understand, he teaches. If he understood, glory is, he is not a teacher. If he doesn't understand, therefore the credit is students, not teachers. If the teacher takes the credit for giving understanding, you go and give a talk or share some thought and what you say, oh, everybody was so pleased. How do you know? You want to feel pleased, right? There may be few who never understood anything. Why? Because that is their mind, that is their brain. This morning, we came back, I was coming back from work and I was talking with our friend here. And then we are just discussing. He said, Swamiji, did you have the elnir? Elnir, that tender coconut, did you have the tender coconut yesterday? I said, what tender coconut? It's neither coconut nor tender. It's somewhere in the middle. The water is so unsealed. But the person says, but it was so nice. I said, yes, it was nice for you, but not for me. See, just think of, just an example. Somebody gives you a vegetable, good or bad. If you have a range of taste, and you have tasted it in so many different ways, when you look at it, suppose a person is eating for the first time some sweet or chocolate, how is that? Oh, very nice, because for him sweet, grossness. That in that sweet there are 100 shades. How many people know about it? How many shades for life? Think, friends. How many shades for life? There are million shades for sensations. There is only one shade for happiness. As long as you are considering sensation as happiness, equating sensation as happiness, money as the riches, possession as the pride or luxury, you have not understood anything. Because it's just like how many models of car. Name it Benz, but how many variety of Benz? You have got a Benz, but you have got the lowest model. How many models? The costliest of the cars, the planes. Think, friends, think. Houses. You are so comfortable with your one-bedroom flat. You think even Buckingham Palace is useless because it is my flat. True. But how many possibilities are there to build a house? In the relative world, the possibilities are endless. You may remain very contented with something, but soon you find its limitation. When in life, you no more find any limitation. In every limitation, you have the touch of limitlessness. A sunrise is as glorious as even a sunset. Every mood of nature is as glorious as any other mood. Even anger is beautiful, hatred is beautiful, jealousy is beautiful, cruelty, terrible, beautiful. Harsh landscape. And a beautiful landscape. Everything has its own beauty. Think, friends, think. Because our thinking is so conditioned. Sweet means only this type of sweet, jangri. Or good food means tair sadam with pickle, mango pickle. Good dress means silk, sari or silk cloth. What are you talking? Just see. Especially in our world today, explosion. So many varieties will come. But in all those things, you can't look for happiness. Listen here. Happiness is not of different shades. Sensations, million shades, never ending. That is why if you equate practices with wisdom, exercises, perceptions, ideas, you equate with wisdom, you will be disappointed because soon you will be tired of it. And as I told you in our meditations, you will tend to forget it. If you feel excited about one idea, that moment you are excited. Its novelty has gone off, you are waiting for another idea. You are not there feeling that content. You are filling it up, filling up the thought or the idea. Your excitement is never ending. Your inspiration, endless. Because who you are is inspiration itself. Who you are, the beauty itself. Therefore, in everything you perceive beauty. Listen carefully, friends. There is as much beauty in the youth, that much beauty in old age. As much beauty in health, that much beauty in disease. As much beauty in living, that much beauty in dying. In every mode. Please see that. It's not some type of a poetry. It's your sense of being, which counteracts everything. Dharma, adharma, right, wrong, good, bad. Because every one of these, if you are isolating dharma, you shall be destroyed by it as if in isolating adharma. Because opposites will haunt you. Think. Take an example, friends. That's what he says. Tattva Vijnana Sandasam Adaya, that language Janaka also uses because the teaching is fantastic. The teacher is wonderful. I mean something exceptional. And same thing the student also is exceptional. And when the person understands, he sees the same thing what the teacher shows. Because after all, both become the subject. If the subject is exceptional. So in Tattva Vijnana Sandasam Adaya, having gained that Sandasam means pincer. You know, the stick with which you remove things. You know? Hrudaya Udarat Nanavidha Paramarsha Salyadvara Salyam Udhara Gudaya. By this pincer of wisdom, Janaka says, O Lord, to the teacher he says, I have removed Nanavidha, thousands and thousands of varieties of painful conclusions, paramarsha, painful conclusions from myself. Understand? If you conclude that happiness is this sound, rest of it is unhappiness. And that is how average person begins. Happiness means living in a house like this. Happiness means being with somebody. Happiness means eating this, not eating this. You understand what is the definition for average person? Happiness is what? When shall you be happy? Ask person. When shall you be happy? Only if I have got one car, two more cars, three more houses, four more wives, five more husbands, 10 more children, 300 more survey, sort of around country, around the world I go. Or can I go to another planet? Hey, it is endless. When shall you be happy? How many conditions you have put? Think. Happiness is not a condition. But these ideas have been there. And it has been so much into that, even after listening, you are the happiness, the ahankara comes up and says, I know I am the happiness, but nothing like having a chocolate in the early morning. I am the happiness, but if he or she is around, nothing like that. I am the happiness, but if this thought is rankling me, always destroying me, if that thought goes away, it will be better. What? Think, friends. Do you want absolute freedom or a conditional freedom? Absolute happiness or a conditional happiness? Bhagavan did not tell to Arjuna. Do you understand these things? Yes. Arjuna says, yes, I understood. Karishye vachanam tava, and I will do whatever you ask me to do. The teacher releases him from that bondage. It is nice for the gratitude of the student to express, nice for the student to express his gratitude, that I shall do whatever you want me to do. But a free person doesn't put conditions. What did he say? He says, you go think over it well. See it for yourself. Yatha ichchasi tatha guru. As you choose, you do. If you have to get a sanction every time, what type of freedom is that? Think, friends. With whom do you feel so comfortable in life? A friend in whose presence you don't have to think twice what you speak or don't speak. As they say very nicely, a friend is one to whom you can talk anything without being misunderstood. You can share anything without being misunderstood. If there is a chance of being misunderstood, that's not a friendship. There is some catch there. Wisdom is that. What is wisdom? Where anything and everything is accepted. Because what you call as right and wrong, dharma, dharma, we shall see now. Everything, I have removed it. Bhagavan, Janaka says, Nanavidha paramarsa, so many different conclusions were ruling my life. By this pincer of wisdom, I have removed everything. Removed everything means what? You have counteracted. Not that once you do that, all thoughts are gone, all that you have picked up is gone. No, they are all there. But no more they rule my life. Understand? You should never forget anything in life. Let all the memories be there. But you don't come under the spell of the memories. Because you discover yourself as you are. When I was in my college days, in the Cuttack city, there are two rivers on both the sides. And there are some nice parks. So sometimes we'll go in the evening, afternoon the class is over, we'll take a cycle, go with friends, just go like that. One time, in the evening, there was something very funny sight. As I was coming back, I saw one drunkard on the park, outside gate, not gate, but that fence. The outside fence is holding on to, and he says, let me be out. Let me be out. Fellow was shouting, so just I went there, I said, poor thing, some problem. Then I knew he is drunk and he is shouting, let me be out. Now how do you help him? This is not funny. Think, friends. He is outside, but he is drunk. He doesn't know he is outside. He is touching that fence and he said, let me be out. What do you think we are all doing? Being in happiness, let me be happy. Exactly like that. Drunk. Being in the freedom, let me be free. Who is shouting? Who is shouting? ahankara, only I thought. Because without which there is no dharma, adharma, kama, artha, viveka, dvaita, advaita, bhuta, bhavishyat, vartaman. No considerations exist. We'll talk about it, friends. No considerations exist. No consideration whatsoever. Right, wrong, good, bad, divine, mundane, absolute, relative, freedom, bondage, mukti, bandha. None of these things, none of these conditions exist in this universe without the presence of the ahankara, the I thought. Right or wrong? Think, friends. I'm going out there, okay? We'll see that. Yes. See that? No. All these things you have already heard. See it very clearly, okay? Just think of this. It's so limited. You will stand here and talk becomes very limited. Look, because I am trying to give you an example of space. Now, if I say space, now, have you seen one bordered space? How do I represent space here? This is not there. These borders are not there. The space, right? And the space is directionless. Right or wrong? Or am I talking something to my heart? Think of it. Is there any border for the space? No space, right? Why people feel directionless in a desert? In the ocean, they have to have a point of reference, right? Without a point of reference, without the pole star, the sailor is lost. The man traveling in the desert also is lost. There has to be a point of reference for him to travel. And again, if there is no traveler, is there any travel? Does the creation travel? Think, friends, please think. Does the creation travel? Does the creation feel alive? Does the creation feel dead? Think. Except human beings, nobody uses a point of reference. In a sense, stars, looking at the stars, the tiger is chasing something. Huh? They have uncanny sense of directions. Under the water, the whales travel thousands of miles. Without a point of reference, there is no up and down, right or wrong? I am talking about the space. Space is directionless. East, west, north, south, right? None of these directions are there. Now suppose so this is space now. I put a point here. Okay? From this point, now we shall know the right side point is east. To the point is east. Now this is west, this is north, this is south. Right? This is what we have been told. We have named it like that. East, west, north, south, or east, west, north, south. That's it there. Now, so this point now, in relation to this point, this is east, this is west, this is north, this is south. Okay? Listen carefully. So this point is west of this side. This is now east of this side, west of this side. Now suppose this point goes into, you shift the point here. You shift the point here. What happens? The north becomes south. If you shift it here, the west becomes east. You shift the point here, the east becomes west. You shift the point here, the south becomes north. So, what is the direction? Are you getting that point, please? Just see that very clearly. Exactly in the same way, without point of reference, and the reference point is I, the individuality, there is no right, wrong, papa, punya, good, bad, bondage, liberation. By itself, there is no question of sense of bondage and liberation. Have you seen anywhere? Think of it. Have you seen any sense of bondage anywhere walking? Sense of mortality anywhere walking? It's your meditation. Observe. Please observe. Because this I thought, by habit, we have been repeating. The other day I told you, I'll repeat it again for you. Think, friends, please. This is so nice. We will have that presentation. You can make it very, very easy. Think of as a person, okay? Just think as a person. Here is the world outside, okay? Here is the world outside. Here world outside means like this. Mountains and rivers suppose flying there, and the sun is rising here, all these things, and homes are there, and people are there, and cows are there, just all this is the world. The grass is there, grassland is there, all that stuff. This is the world now, creation, okay? Think of this is the world. Now, this physical universe include your body, okay? In the because when you say physical universe, your body is included or no? Your body also included. Your body, only your body. Put a baby there. Put a baby body. The body, physical universe. By itself, does it go through an emotion? Sense of bondage? Liberation? Just think. Nothing. Okay? So until, let us say you have not born, now you are born, now your body has come into existence, now your body also, now you are Mr. So-and-so, your body is now existing, you are now suddenly you come into this creation. When you come into this creation, you are also part of the creation, right or wrong? Your body also is a part of the creation, our bodies are part of the creation. Here I am not teaching you, okay? As I am talking, I am enjoying. You better learn to enjoy yourself. You don't like it, you give me the other dimension. I will be very happy to take it. Very simple. This is not teaching. This is like, you understand? Anything, any art, painting, music, dance, whatever art is there, where it is not for somebody's entertainment. First, you get the heavy thing out of it. Even loving somebody, first you get the benefit of it. Before you goof it up and destroy yourself and destroy others. Think of it. So therefore, to this idea that I am loving everybody, now give that garbage to somewhere or somewhere. Okay? I am helping everybody. No. Your help you are giving somebody is tangible help. You are giving 100 rupees to somebody, is a tangible help. You are giving food to a hungry person, is a tangible help. What you are receiving is intangible. Satisfaction that I have helped a poor man. I have fed the hungry person, feeding the hungry. So for me to be on a very euphoric level of superiority, there should be hungry people around, or else my religiosity is gone. What nonsense is that? For me to be charitable, there should be poor people. Swamiji, I am carrying food, there is nobody to take it. Very good. You should be happy that nobody is hungry to receive your food. No, you are worried that your charity is not disposed. You see, the charity is not visible to people. What a waste. Just when somebody says, are you happy? Yes, leave the guy and go. Why? Don't say, no, you are not happy. How can you be happy? Because you have not got my stamp of learning. Oh, give me a break. In everything, please think for it, friends. First, you are happy with yourself. You will see that. So your body is there. When your body is there, the drama begins. When your body is there, think, you are now 4, 5, 10, 15-year-old, okay? Your body. And have you seen any 5-year-old telling, I am bondage, I am bound, I want to be liberated? Baddoham, Muktosyam, let me be free. Have you seen a 5-year-old talking about the nonsense? 15-year-old also, no. Even 50-year-old also, fellow, those are like animals, no problem.
Because for them, what is that? This is life. Most of the people are like that. That's why nicely that Khalil bin Gibran says, no, don't wake up the sleeping fellow. Maybe he is dreaming of his freedom. Most people are sleepwalkers in life. Because for them, they have got a small picture in their head. To have a house, to have a car, to have a wife or a husband, to have a child, to have some money, to go around few places, life. Everybody thinks like that. In a village, to have a new lungi, life. New bicycle, life. Go and see. They are as happy as the fellow who was having his first Rolls Royce. We don't understand these things. We think, because we are educated people, so our dreams are like that. As long as you are in the relative world, you shall be comparing a man's new lungi with somebody's new Rolls Royce. But both are stupid. Only when you are absolutely happy with yourself, you shall give as much importance to Rolls Royce, that much importance to lungi. That person is happy with his just one fried maybe groundnuts. The other person is having 5-star dinner. But you understand, this fellow also is happy, that person is happy. Who is better? None. You think there is no royal happiness and common man's happiness. Are you getting that point, please? There is no royal health and common man's health. Disease when comes, whether the King of England gets the disease or the Mr. James is getting the disease, it doesn't make any difference. Both are stupid. Both are having the same mortality. Please. Anyway, come back to this. Very, very important. So, physical body is now looking at, then physical body is part of it. Okay? But something strange happens. Even though body is part of this universe, but this body looks like, it looks as though I'm standing apart and looking at this universe. When you are looking at this universe, are you not looking from another dimension? When you are looking means what? This physical body, listen, please. Oh, yes. This house, this hall, our ashram, this hall is part of what? Part of what? Madrasa? Part of the universe. Suppose I am not inside, can anybody look through this? So when I am inside, suddenly I am looking through these doors and gates, doors and windows. Until that, activities have not started on this house. When the indweller is there, activities begins. Right or wrong? Exactly the same way. This body of a mobile home is born. Now the subtle body comes. Subtle body means, you just think of the mind now. Now I am seeing. You have started seeing. Seeing means what? When you started seeing means what? You see or I see? I see. Because this instrument is there, perceptions begins. When a child is born, what should he do to see? Seeing happens, listening happens, touching happens, tasting happens, smelling happens. All the sensations automatically happen, right? When it happens, listen carefully. When it happens, now what is happening when it happens? With your eyes, okay? With your eyes, you are seeing, with your ears, you are listening, with your eyes, you are seeing, with your nose, you are smelling, all these things, you are perceiving this creation now. When you are seeing this, now, one thing is happening now. From this gross now, a thought world is being created in us. Suppose you see the mountain, now there is a mountain in your head. You saw the river, there is a river and the picture of the river. Now you saw the sunlight, now there is a sun also is here. Okay? Now all these are thoughts. Please listen. All these are thoughts. Please understand. See it clearly in you. Don't worry about anything. Just see it right now. Don't try to understand. Okay? Just see. Is it true or not? These thoughts are coming up now. When these thoughts are coming up, listen, when these thoughts are coming up, now you are creating a little world in yourself. From out of the whole physical universe, now you are creating, not you are creating. Because of your limited perception, another world is created in the thought world is created, a memory, a world of your memories, in which not all the 7 billion people are inside. Papa, mommy, 3-4 people are around. Few food stuff, few dress, few language. That much is created inside here. Listen carefully. Now still there is no trouble. Now think. Your eyes shall see this to help this create this thought. Your ears shall listen to the sound and help create a thought. Now, can your eyes see the thought? Can your ears listen to the thought? Can your tongue taste the thought? Can your body, when your finger, hand and they touch your thought? Thoughts are intangible. Okay? These are. But these thoughts, listen carefully, these thoughts, you don't see. There is no perception. But still, are you conscious or not? देखता हूँ, यानी उड़िया से मुँह देखे. There is a difference between देखे मुँह जाने. I see the flower, but you know the thought. Are you getting the difference? Seeing means pagra or teriyon. Otherwise, you can make a difference there. You see the object, but you know the thought. You say, but Swami, why? What? Suppose some clumsy head is there to say, why can't I say I see the thought? Okay. When you see something, an impression is created. When you know something, an impression is not created. See a thought, picture of thought there. When you know the thought, are you getting that? So you are knowing this thought. There is knowing there. Knowing means what? Now there is consciousness here. Listen, consciousness. So in simple perception, these things are involved, which is naturally happens to a child. World is there. When the body comes in, sense organs are there. Through these sense organs, perceptions there. Perceptions are known in the presence of the consciousness. Right or wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 things are there now. Let us say 1, 2, 3 is the body and senses, and 4 is the world. Just take an example. The 4 things are there. The fourth, the creation by itself, has no sense of right, wrong, good, bad, high, low, east, west, south, north, rich, poor, man, woman, these considerations. Rich, poor, none of these things are there by itself. Are you getting that point? By itself, it is not there. The sense of, high mountain, low mountain, richest, poor, none of these sense, these emotions don't exist there. Now when the person comes in, listen, the individual comes in, the perceptions start beginning. When the perceptions start beginning, so which one shall you say? So if this is 4, this is the 1, it begins. Okay, let me reverse it then. Because let us make it first. This creation was there. I hope you know one. Then this number 2, the body comes. When you start perceiving things, then the thought starts coming in. You see, the thought starts coming in. Then you are conscious. Now it looks like reverse process. The creation is there. Until the body comes, creation is not experienced. And the body, the eyes see, the thoughts are coming up. But these thoughts you must be conscious of. Okay? Now when these thoughts are coming up, and you are not conscious, then what happens? It's just like this video camera. This body is a very sophisticated video camera. This body, that video camera has got only 2 things, audio and video. It takes audio, sound and video, this sight. Can it record the taste, touch, sensation, smell? Can it? But look at our body, how versatile. It can see video, audio, touch, sensation recorded, taste recorded, smell recorded. Listen carefully. Recording is effortless. What is the battery? The food is battery, anyway, we keep it alive. But how does it happen? Everything happens in the presence of the consciousness. You are conscious. Are you getting that? You are conscious. So this sensation, the moment the sense organs perceive, true to the sensation, impression takes place. But these impressions are known in the presence of the consciousness. Okay? Now the video, this human video, consciousness is there, all recordings are taking place. Any problem? Editing begins. Now when the editing begins, now see, this video camera edit itself? It cannot edit itself. For editing, one fellow is needed. Cut and paste, delete and add. For all these things, to make a story out of it, if suppose a continuous video, what type of movie it will be? You have to have cut and paste, add, delete. Something somewhere you have to do that. Then only it will be a movie, no? Now here, same thing going on, complete things are going on. But there is one catching point, one catch here. The eyes help in producing this thought, but the eyes cannot see the thought, right or not? To see the thought, you must be conscious. Next, you are conscious of the thought, but you cannot be conscious of the object without the eyes, right or not? See the beauty? Your eyes can help you to see the world, but the eyes cannot see the thought of the object. To see the thought of the object, you need eye of the eye, consciousness. Now consciousness, in whose presence you can be aware of your thoughts, but you cannot be aware of the object of your thought without the eyes. Right or wrong? So don't worry whether the consciousness is because it's a product of a brain, unproduct. We are not interested. Why are you wasting time on that? Whether it's a product of the brain or product of this or product of that, the fact is I am experiencing, right? It's like the person is, the story they say, no, when the flag is moving, which is moving, the wind is moving and the flag is moving, your brain is moving. It's a waste of time. Consciousness, whether it's a product of your mind or product of your body, it is there. Your own experience. That is why Shruti, Yukti, Anubhav. Our scripture declares beautiful things. It should be logically convincing, taking into account your experience. Then only it becomes so authentic, so beautiful, because my experience is authentic. You can't tell me there is no consciousness. Who said that? I am every moment experiencing it. I am telling you it is not that because you told me no. You know, it's like because an expert says, like the mullah story, you know, right? One day the mullah was, died. They said the mullah was lying down, and the doctor said he is dead. So they packed him up, tied him down, and suddenly the mullah gets up. Then the mullah gets up. Then everybody started running, ghost, ghost, ghost. Then the mullah said, "What happened?" He said, "But you are dead." He said, "What do you mean you are dead? I am alive." He says, "No, the doctor certified you are dead. The priest has certified you are dead. The villagers also certified you are dead. That means you are dead." Very good. "But I am alive. Just because the doctor certified I am dead." Huh? Think of that, friends. Consciousness is there. You can't perceive the object of your thought without the eyes, as even the thought of the object cannot be seen by the eyes without the consciousness. So you have to be a person complete with your gross body, thought, subtle body and the whole world. The world, the universe is in us, in a physical body, 5 elemental universe. The whole universe is there in our gross body. A part of the gross universe is there in our thought. Part. That is why we fight with each other. My thought is better than your thought. What I have seen is better than your thing. And in this, listen carefully, in this comes your faith. Partner, listen, anyway, I will come back to that later. So here, these thoughts are there, and the thoughts are possible to be seen, to be known by the presence of the consciousness. Now, Ajimil, please, this is very important. Ajimil, it is not at all needed, not at all necessary to say, I see for your eyes to see. Is it necessary for you to say, I see for your eyes to see? Do you need to own up your perception? I hear to hear, I touch to touch, I smell. Is it necessary to say that I? Same way, it is not necessary to say, I am conscious to be conscious. Right or wrong? Ajibin, this mountain doesn't need a name to exist. The body doesn't need a name to exist. Nothing in this universe needs a name to exist. Nor there need to be thoughts to exist. Consciousness, you don't need a name for it to exist, nor it must be a thought for its existence. So, no words, no names, no thoughts, everything as it is. If that is how everything remains, it will be beautiful. But that is pure ignorance. The I am ignorant starts the whole journey. Please, when this I now comes up, now when the thought comes up, consciousness illumines it. But in between comes one thing, I thought. In animals, listen carefully, in animals, they are only conscious. Listen carefully. I have told you, animals perceive, they are only the world is unconscious. Okay? The world is unconscious. Trees, not everything, the mountains and the stones, they are like unconscious. In this world also certain things which are semi-conscious, like trees and other things, okay? The trees and other things, they are little semi-conscious. Animals are conscious. Animals are conscious. But because animals also is like, suppose you take let us say a cat's body, a cat's body also, you take a cat's body, the cat will be conscious. Dog will be conscious. The tiger will be conscious. Same thing, in human being also, certain part of us unconscious. Your nail, your hair, unconscious. Then there is some little consciousness is there. You touch your body, you are little conscious. That's just conscious. Listen carefully. Body is not self-conscious. Think. Then comes because the perception, the thought comes up. That level, we are all animals. Complete animals. Child will behave like an animal. Children will behave exactly like animals. You leave them, the fellow who is living inside the forest, they will behave like animals. They are not born with a dress, they will not put on dress. Think. Food, raw. As the animal is eating raw, they will also eat raw. But sometimes the animals will not feel that raw meat. No. Sometimes this human being becomes self-conscious. Self-conscious means what? This I thought comes up and says, I know. When the thought comes, you say, I know. I see, I hear, I touch, I taste, I smell. I am conscious, I know these thoughts, I know the sound, I know the person, I know this taste, I know this smell, I know this sight. This I comes up. When this I comes up, now you know what happens? Suddenly, as though you have forgotten the infinity and lost in the finite. In this I thought concept, you are lost. Because you have taken that name to be yourself. You don't need to say I know to know. You don't need to say I am conscious to be conscious. You don't need to say I see to see. But this I, how many roles it has picked up now? So many things. Okay? Now, so how many roles it has picked up now? Seeing, seer, listening, listener, tasting, taster, touching, toucher, smelling, smeller, smeller, okay? With the body, child, then young, then adult, then old, then man or woman or transgender, whatever. Think of it. Then depending on the country in which you are living in, which landscape, Indian, Chinese, Pakistani, European, Australian, American. You understand? Think of see, individuality comes in. When the individuality comes in, comparison inevitable. Comparison inevitable. Comparison with whom? Others, in yourself. Intra-personal, thereafter interpersonal. You can't escape. Intrapersonal. I was young means what? Now I am old. When you say, I, in a very pathetic voice, I was young, that means what? Now I am old. I am going to an old person. That means I am not very happy with my youth. Think. I was poor, meaning now I am rich. Or I was rich, meaning I am fed up of my riches. I want to renounce everything. You understand this? Who does all these things? Suppose values are given to you. To be rich is good. To be poor is stupid. In another tradition, to be poor is good. To be rich is mild, arrogant. To believe in this is a religious person. If you don't believe in this, you are not. You understand what you are trying to tell? They create a belief and say, if you believe in that, you are a believer. If you don't believe in, you are an unbeliever. So you are already condemned. You have no chance given to yourself. Are you getting that? You have no chance given to you. Already others have decided. Instead of telling me who am I, they are giving me everything that I should have and have an identity in relation to that. They don't tell me who I am. But they go on adding to my roles, adding to my perceptions, adding to my emotions, adding to my thoughts, adding to my practices. What happens? Now this I goes through heavy time. Suffering, suffering, suffering. And whatever it is doing, the opposite seems to be hope. Whatever it is doing is hopeless. I have eaten enough, don't eat. I have been much married, divorce. I have lived with people, everything, renounce, go to the jungle. I have been living in a jungle, come back to city and have some life. Always the opposite seems to be right. So that is how people alternate between Janakirnam and Aranyam. Isolation or to the city center. Involvement, disappearance. I'm so lonely, so I want somebody. So for sometimes I am pasted with the fellow. After some time, oh body to what? Go, don't come anywhere near me. Yeah, what happened to you? You are pasted, you know. And the pasted has become a pest. Honey has become honeybee. You always say honey, honey, honey. Now the honeybee stings you. Oh, you want to run. Think. What happens? A faith becomes a bondage. To be bound becomes a faith. You can wait after death. Ahankar. So, from that standpoint, dharma, artha, Kama, Viveka, Dvaita, Advaita. What is right and wrong has been fed to you. Are you getting that point, please? Simple thing you see. In South India, you saw the other day there is a news item. I will see that the person is in jail, 30 years now. The niece wants to marry him. When the sister's daughter wants to marry the brother, right? That's how it is, right? Sister's daughter, she wants to marry the brother. You know, in North India, it is mama. Mama means what? Your maternal uncle. If your father dies, your mother dies, you are the father, you are the mother. Here, your first right is on your sister's daughter. There will be a fight if you don't marry. Chances are, I don't know what happens, but whatever it is. So, what is incest in one place is accepted in another place, right or wrong? You can marry one, you can marry four. Or you need not marry. Which is right? Think. Some places vegetarian food, that is right. And another time you eat egg in the biscuit, you have to be polluted. Right or wrong? Who goes through it all? Who goes through it all? Huh? Is the world goes through it all? The body? The thoughts? Consciousness? I feel proud. I follow these rules. I feel condemned. I don't follow these rules. You condemn somebody. The fellow doesn't follow that rule. In your eyes, somebody is condemned. In his eyes, he is not. That is why when people of a certain faith, they can eat anything, drink anything, marry any number of times, but everything is cool. In another tradition, if you say, you cannot eat this, you don't eat this, you should not eat this, or selectively eat, marry, don't marry, all that stuff, what does it mean? And still more dangerous, with the body you are alive, with the body you die. No survival. That is the worst. Or if you survive, for your action you will be roasted in a hellfire, or you will be placed on a throne in the heavens and look at the God for eternity. Wonderful. What a boring stuff, right? Think of it. All these are organized for whom? For the I. And who is he? Doesn't know himself. Unconscious universe has no problem. Semi-conscious universe has no problem. Conscious universe has no problem, like animals and other things. Only self-conscious universe. And in self-conscious universe, human beings rule supreme. Because human beings are only self-conscious. Are you getting that point? Animal is conscious, but animal is not self-conscious. You understand the difference between the two? The tiger is conscious, but the tiger is not conscious of his own strength, or else the human being would not be controlling 4 or 5 tigers at a time. This such a huge elephant, their mouth is, what is this? Because that fellow is conscious, but he is not self-conscious. So the person knows how to manipulate. And the self-conscious person, listen carefully, the self-conscious person, because of the individuality, you shall say, no, we should give them only good values. Then they will be all wonderful. No. However good values you give, is like, I told you the other day example. Ravana's father is, what is that? Vishrava Rishi. Vishrava Rishi would not have told him, kill everybody, take somebody's queen and get away, live in this Lanka and do. He mustn't have, I don't think he would have advised him that, right? He would have advised him everything. But Ravana lived his life. Hiranyakashipu did all possible nonsense to influence that boy, Prahlad. And what happened to Prahlad? He completely neglected, counteracted what all the father says. What does it mean? Ahankar is the power. So you can have that fancy idea that if you only give good values to people, yes, Children shall listen as long as they are children. The same child when he is 14, 15, he shall take leave of you and go. You have done to your parents, your children will do to you, don't worry. Think, friends, you must think. You know, it is ultimately what it means is fix up your life. Only when you fix up your life and you see these infinite flexibilities and possibilities, you shall have some relaxation in this universe. You will not be worried that this fellow is breaking the rule, that man is not breaking the rule. Don't worry. Ultimately it comes from within you. This ahankar, because it is self-conscious. So now if you look at this creation, unconscious universe, no problem. Semi-conscious, no problem. Conscious also, no problem. Only self-conscious has the problem. So the next level is from self-consciousness, what you have to do? Go to consciousness. Because self-conscious is a lie. Self-conscious word, are you getting that? Whatever the I take myself to be is a lie. I am seeing, I hear, I touch, I taste, I am a man, I am a woman, I am rich, I am poor. Anything that I takes, it converts it to a lie because I is a lie, therefore whatever the I touches becomes a lie. By itself, wealth has no arrogance. But when the liar I touches it, arrogance comes out of it or humility comes out of it. I is a lie. Are you getting that point, please? The sense of I, individuality, it thrives on every other role. Therefore, the limitations of roles are dragged by the I. Somebody becomes fanatic. This is the God, this is the book, this is the faith. Who is doing that? Until the person knew that, what was he? The book was there, but he was not a fanatic. The faith was there, but he was not a fanatic. What happened to him? Now he has picked up a role. With a limited role, listen carefully, with a limited role, identifying with that role, you can't be limitless. Taking it to be real. Be the limitless, then take up a role. You are limitless, you understand who am I? Yes. And you will not be fanatic about the role because, okay, I am absolute, that person also is absolute. But I am born in a country, I am born in a culture where looking east is holy. Why disturb anybody? Looking east is holy. Another country they say looking west is holy. Okay, looking west is holy. In our place the cow is worship, other fellow the goat is worship. Fine. When the cow should be killed, the goat should not be killed. That's nonsense. I mean, you understand? I mean, this is where the problem begins. First thing, nobody must be killed. Why should anybody be killed for me? My sake. Why are you deciding whether the cow shall live or not? Why are you deciding whether the goat should live or not? Will you like to die? No. Then give life to everybody. Will you like to die? Will you like to eat somebody's food? Then how can we decide for the cows, or how can we decide for the goats, or anybody for that matter, there should be food or not, should not be food? Who are we to decide? Friends. And if I stop eating, who should be killed? Why this big argument about smoking and non-smoking? Because individuality. I want to smoke. The non-smoker says, no, you cannot smoke. Fight. What is this? If you know smoking is going to give you this bad health, cut it off. No, I want to smoke. Go to your bedroom and smoke as much as you like. Have a smoky room, smoke room. You know, put cigarettes also there all the time. Homam, you know, you go and smoke. Anytime you want, just get into that and smoke and come back. Outside that, don't influence anyone. Don't affect anyone. You understand? When you are a happy person, you are with yourself. Because all of us are beautiful. When it comes to creation, all of us are same. Is there any difference between my mango tree and your mango tree? You see, whatever I see, you see. Same thing. Physical body, if you look at it, bodies don't feel, I'm beautiful, I'm handsome, I'm young, I'm old. Does it the body feel? I'm fat and lean. Nothing. So physical also, bodies don't complain. Creation doesn't complain. The eyes also, sense organs, they also don't compare. Your eyes and my eyes don't talk and say, you can't see, I can see her. Do they have any argument? Our eyes, did they have an argument? Our hands, did they have your fingers are so nice, long, other mind, did they have a talk? Quiet physical universe. Perception also quiet. Thoughts are also quietly taking place. Consciousness quietly illumining it. Ahankara. Creating the misery in you, creating misery in everybody. Are you getting that point, please? So, therefore what shall we do? So this I is the culprit, remove it. Don't do that. I is the culprit. Because without that sense of limitation, I cannot look for limitlessness. Are you getting that point? Without this sense of bondage, how are you going to look for freedom? Animals cannot be free because they don't have a sense of bondage. That is why animals are animals. They call it vimukta. Vimukta, vimukta is animals are known as vimukta. They are free because they don't have a sense of bondage. Because they don't have a sense of bondage, they don't enjoy the sense of freedom either. They don't have a sense of bondage, but that does not make them free. Like in a deep sleep, you don't have a sense of bondage. Are you free? So because of the ahankar, the sense of bondage comes in. I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm this, I'm that. Then what happens is, each role puts a boundary, 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 boundary. Every role creates a boundary. If you cross that boundary, in one tradition, you are crossing the limit. In another boundary, another tradition, what limits? You have not crossed anything. Just think of it. In one tradition, you must worship once a day or every day. Another tradition, once a week. Other tradition, once in a month. Other tradition, once in a year. Which is better? Suppose a tradition says you should worship once in a year. Will you feel bad if you have not worshipped 364 days? But if suppose your tradition says you must do it once in a week, every week you have to do it. If you don't do it, or you have to 2 times a day, if you have not done it, you are feeling miserable. Understand? That what is needed is, so which tradition is better? That tradition is better, the best. Which, listen carefully, this is, please take it and think for yourself, don't agree, let us talk, let us discuss. That tradition will be the best. First, which has seen the entire blueprint, the whole picture. Then, takes them, keeps their mind open and leads them from the known to the unknown. They have seen the whole picture completely. They do not confine them to a thought, a practice, a method, a belief, but helps him to understand ultimately about himself. Because none of these things have any trouble. Only ahankar, I thought, has the trouble. That was I thought. When it comes up, every thought. Suppose the I is told, meditation, take for example. The I is told, meditation means no thought. So this I will be waiting for all these thoughts to disappear. Even when all thoughts disappear, still is a problem because the I has not disappeared, it is waiting for thought. Waiting for thoughts to disappear. Suppose all thoughts disappear, I will have a different type of fear. Another thought will come. So the person is never free. Because it has been told, is conditional. Or only this thought should be there. This God, this thought, you call them religious people. Secular person means, if you want to be secular, thought of no God in your head. Thought of no religious practices in your head. Thought of no belief in your head. What should be secular means? I should have money, make money, all good roads, good houses, good medicine, good everything. That is not very human. This God, divine, forget nonsense. So that fellow refuses to have other type of thought. Secular person refuses to have this so-called religious thought. Religious person refuses to believe these type of thoughts. Because even though he uses the secular things, but he believes in some type of religious ideas. So that fellow also is on the crossroad, confused. The secular fellow also is confused. Why? Even after holding on to everything secular, problem is not solved. Why? Because this I becomes a secular entity or a religious entity. How are you going to find freedom? So this I, when it knows about itself, who you are, suddenly all secular beliefs, beautiful. Every religious faith has a place. The whole creation, wonderful. Why? Happa. The I who was creating havoc inside all these perceptions and sensations and impressions is no more there. So this is the Jnana Samdasa. This is the pincer of absolute knowledge, where you see the truth about yourself. Then, as a result, what has happened? No more any thought is an anxiety. Which thought should be there? For you to be yourself, which thought should be there? Which thought should not be there? Which perception should be there? Which perception should not be there? Which sensation should be there? Which sensation should not be there? Which object should be there? Which object should not be there? Which faith should be there? And which faith should not be there? Wow, you understand? What a creation. Everything is beautiful, including the I. Because the same thing, which was the I was creating a problem for these things. Now suddenly you discover these are none of these are all problem free. There is no limitations, there is no conflict in anywhere. So this I also becomes another, you use the word I, but it's no more an entity which invokes limitation or conflict. Therefore, you use the word I, but you understand, when you say, I am the body, you know what the I is, consciousness, I have a body. So this body is there, no problem. Consciousness, no problem. I am the body, I am using it to interact with you. Finished. As much you see yourself as you are, and no more you see yourself through what you have. Okay. So when this is there, then every thought, that's what we see now, every thought becomes counteracted. Dharma, adharma, viveka, think. Just forget other religions, even in these so-called Vedic traditions. Saivite will fight with the Vaishnavite. Vaishnavite will fight with the Saura, with the one who is sun worshipper. The sun worshipper will say Ganavatya, only Ganesha is the ultimate. Ganapati will say no Shakti, only Shakta worship, only the female deities, mother deities only should be worshipped. They fight. Which one is better? The same Upanishad, what did it say? Sari sa Vishnu, Sari sa Indra, so Akshara Paramasura, sa Brahma sa Vishnu, Sari sa Indra, so Akshara Paramas, say Brahma call it Vishnu, Gandhirika, Indra call Akshara, anything you call. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Sarvarupana Satita, call it Devi, mother deity, who is in through everything. So no more a particular idea, a particular thought. Why? Because who am I is not a thought. So this will exist exactly as it is existing. The I is counteract.
You see that, huh? This is the whole mechanism. Nothing spiritual about it, religious about it, secular about it. If you call it secular, it's the most secular thing. If you call it religious, it's most religious, because all inclusive. So you are comfortable with anybody and everybody. As Bhagavan Shankara will write in that, what is that? Jivan Muktananda Lahari. The Jivan Muktananda Lahari, where he says so nicely, Mauni Munini Gunavan Pandite Panditascha Dukhe Dukhi Sukini Shukavan Bhogini Prapta Bhoga Murkhe Murkha Yuvati Shiva Magmini Prodhavagmi Dhanya Kobi Trivana Jaivo Avadhute Avadhuta. The wise person is like water in the water, oil in the oil. Jale Jalam, Taile Talam, Tailam. Invisible, merges with anybody and everybody. No conflict with anything. Everybody is divine beauty. Everybody is Shiva, yes. But that is Vishnu, yes. That is my mother, yes. Now I want to give another name, that also is yes. Why all these forms? Why not formless? Yes. Formless, why not formless? You know, you become like Prahasta. You know Prahasta? The Ravana's minister. Ravana's minister survived Ravana. Do you know why? Because whatever Ravana says, yes. Hanuman came and burnt whole Lanka. He was kept up. He was, he was captured. Then Ravana says, this monkey has burnt it, we should burn him down. Yes, Maharaj, we must burn him down. This monkey has burnt the Lanka, we must burn him down. Then somebody says, but Maharaj, you should not punish the Duta, messenger. Ravana says, but they say that we should not burn the messenger. Yes, Maharaj, we should not burn the messenger. No, don't burn him, don't totally burn him, just put him, put him on his tail, you put the fire and send him out. Yes, Maharaj, put the fire and send him out. Or cut his tail, yes, or cut his tail. Whatever Ravana says, he says yes, survives. Upanishads makes you a perfect yes man. Whoever, whatever says, yes. You should worship this form, yes. Are you comfortable with it? Yes, sir, worship. I don't like this form, don't have to take it. I don't like this thing, don't drop it. But I like this thing, but take it. Why is it like that? Listen carefully. It's not a perversion, it's not permissiveness. What it means is acceptance. The other person is very prompt in condemning himself. You say, don't worry about it, come. When the person is accepted, he is now ready to grow. If you reject, how are you going to help him? Like a patient goes to a doctor and doctor says, Ayyo, you have this disease. No. How is he going to cure him? Oh, you have got this dirty, this skin disease. No, nowhere near me. What should he say? Skin disease? How much? Only this much. I have seen people with full body. Come. Appa, the full bodied fellow is cured. Why not me also? When you go to the Guru, I don't think I can be helped. Why? I was smoking. How much you smoke? 1 pack a day. Only 1 pack a day. You are matriculate. There are PhDs, 10 packets, even ministers carrying the, what is that? Carrying the matchbox and the cigarette in the thing. So they are all PhD FRCS. Oh, I have done so many wrong things. How many? Did you kill anybody? Never. Then what? You have not done anything. I am a criminal. All right, doesn't matter. Come back. Listen carefully. Anybody born criminal? Born one murderer. Born drunkard. Born believer. Born unbeliever. Everybody is born beautiful. In the process they are confused. In wisdom, in the self-knowledge, in the Upanishads wisdom, what happens? They focus on the prenatal and post-death. And that is something during life too. That entity, long before you are oppressed by the roles, who you were, the same thing you are, even when you are oppressed by role and even when the roles drop out. Therefore, the teacher is not interested to find out, investigate what you did, because his interest is who you are. Oh, I was a governor of the state. Forget it, man. You don't know. I was so ordinary. It's all right. I was a pure vegetarian. Sit down. A non-vegetarian. Sit down. You understand? It doesn't matter because who you are. Then you accept yourself completely. And when you accept yourself completely, you accept everybody in this creation. Beauty. Oh, somebody is killing everybody, you will accept. Yes, for what? So that he can change. Not that you give him a sanction, killing, you kill everybody. That's not the point. That is a pervert logic. Accepting a person with limitation does not mean giving a sanction to his limitation. But accepting somebody's limit, are you getting that point? Accepting somebody's limitation is to make him human and then take him beyond. If you dismiss the patient from the beginning, what type of disease you have got? How are you going to cure him? The person who recognizes the reality cannot do that, but at one time he too had the same limitations. Are you getting that point? It's like a student, like a teacher who is intolerant that the child is taking 10 days to pick up ABCDE. How long you took? Every child will find it difficult to learn the alphabets. So don't expect them to pick up just like that everything. No, it takes time. And children will make some mistakes. Let them make mistakes. Long before we are aware of ourselves, how many roles we shall pick up? We are not to be condemned for it, nor we should condemn somebody else for that. When you are aware of yourself, this is what happens. You, with this pincer of knowledge, meaning being with aware of yourself, then you discover, oh my God, kwa dharma, kwa kam, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, what are these things? Because I am already free. Right and wrong, a relative thing. What is this security, insecurity I must look for? I am secure in myself. What is the desire, kama, which is, what is that? There is a particular verse we say, kamascha, krodhascha, lobhascha, dehe tishthalti taskara, atmaratnapaharaya tasma jagrata jagrata. Inside your body, kama, krodha, lobha, like this, these are dehe tishthalti taskara. They, example they give is, they are like taskara, dacoits, bandits. They are in your body, they are in your body to loot Atmarat, the jewel of the Absolute. Can they? Can they? Don't blame them. You know about yourself. Because you don't know about yourself, this kama, krodha, lobha has come. If you are aware of yourself, these things should not come. Then why this type of picture is given? I'll tell you that with the finish it up. This morning while walking down, suddenly that idea came. Why these type of pictures are given? Dirty pictures of a man or woman. The woman is like this, man is like that. That pictures they give it. That is like, it's all mamsa, it's all dirt and all that nonsense. And also they shall say about picture of the hell, beautiful picture. You are tied down, tied to the thorny tree and hit by the devil, fried in pakoda, like the big scene, all that nonsense. Beautiful pictures are there. The tourism picture, if you see, you don't want to go there, right? Why these type of pictures are there? Simple, sir. There are varieties of people. There are some people, listen carefully, there are some people you tell them, hey, don't smoke. If you smoke, there is a possibility of getting cancer, lungs disease, don't do that. You are a grown-up, mature, sensitive person. You take it and you drop it, you never do rest of your life. There are some people, they may be tempted, they also drop it. But there are some people, even after anything, they will not do. So what will they do? You show them the picture, how the big hole in the, what is that, on your face, that has gone. You are chewing tobacco, the tooth, so beautiful, beauty tooth. And then lovely hole in this thing, how nice you look. Then perforated lungs, that picture also. Some people need that ghastly, gross picture for them to be little affected. That is why all these things are given. Are you getting that point? If you are sensitive, do you need this fancy picture? Please. Some people, you tell them, if you appreciate yourself, absolutely. They grab it, go into that. Some people say, oh, if you do that, like Janaka, you need a picture. In the palace, but he's happy. Rama, like a palace, is happy. In the forest also is happy. Krishna, busy also is happy. Abba, you need a lot of stories. Presentation needed. So, good or bad? Which presentation is good? Everything has a place. For God's sake, don't dismiss anything. Whoever, wherever it is. So if you are a teacher, if you want to teach, and you want to share your thoughts, first criteria, see yourself completely, complete picture you should have inside. In yourself, you should have a complete picture. Then, wherever the person comes, you know how to handle it. Like a Sufi master says very nicely. He says, how do you teach people? So many varieties of people come, how do you teach? The person smiles. Call it a Sufi story, call any story, it doesn't matter. It comes in every tradition. How do you teach? He said, I am a shoemaker. In my shop, there are plenty of leather. I cut the shoes, leather, according to the size of the foot. A real teacher is like that. You have all dimensions with you, from the grossest to the subtlest. Everything you are aware. Depends on the student. Where is he? Whatever his level, you go down to that. And you see the possibility which the student doesn't see. That makes you confident. That is why you don't condemn anybody. Impossible. Because who is hopeless? Everybody is the hope itself. What a hopeless. Everybody the blessing itself. The person doesn't know. So no condemnation, but total acceptance of anybody and everybody. Therefore, because such a person who knows himself, he says, what is dharma, artha, kama? Swayamahimnistitasyam, one who is reveling in his own glory continuously, and that is the glory of every person. How can I say this or that, good or bad, right or wrong? We shall quote the Aittiriya, with that we shall finish. Etagam avavana tapati kimahagam sadhuna garavam kimaham papam agaravamiti saisha vidvane atmanagam smrunate. Once a vidwan, that person who atmanam sprunute, one who thus knows himself, vidwan, a wise man. Etagam avavana tapati, these two things do not torment him at all in life. What are the two things? These are two things torment every human individual. Kimahagam sadhuna karavam, kim sadhum na karavam. What is that something noble, nice, right, good, I did not do. Some people are miserable like that. This is something nice, I could not do, I did not do. Or kimaham papam agaravamiti, and this is something wrong, I committed. These two things do not torture the wise man. Because I am not the doer. Not an argument, it's not a logic. You see the truth for yourself as to who you are. There is no more doership. Seeing you don't see, hearing you don't hear. Pasyan, sunman, spushan, jigilan, asman, gachan. Seeing, hearing, touching, experiencing, everything living in this body. Naginchit karomi iti yuktamannida dattavit. Everything happens. I am not the doer. Therefore, somebody can attribute the doership to the person, but he doesn't accept the doership for himself. Like he religious persons. The person who says, I read all these things, he religiously from the doership as to know, help him to understand who he is, so that, listen carefully, who he is, therefore, there is no such doership, so you are free from that. Remember the statement of forgiveness, very nice. When you forgive somebody, listen, when you forgive somebody, you do not change anything in the past, but you surely change the future. When you forgive yourself, understand your nature, who you are, you surely don't change your past, because whatever has been done. But you surely change the future. There is no more doership ever existing for you in the life. Always you are with yourself. Okay? Just close your eyes.